This is Olara. Welcome to the first Earth Clearing activation work with the Platinum Ray for 2009. This evening we're going to be working with Gibraltar. So I really look forward to joining me on this audio meditation and working with the Earth Mother and the Platinum Ray. During our meditation this evening, we're going to be working with clearing the history of the energy associated with Gibraltar. It has come to my awareness that Gibraltar is the voice of the Goddess. This is the gateway and the voice of the Goddess for our future. And the energy needs to be cleared here first. So the energy will be supported, and the Goddess and the Feminine will be supported through the whole cleansing process of the Mediterranean and the Middle East, as the Goddess is able to bring her voice forward without the fear that has been associated with the Feminine of Earth's history. To prepare yourself for our meditation and clearing this evening, I would like to begin with the sounding of the Platinum Ray with 3 A sounds. Before we start, I ask that you place yourself in a comfortable position so you're comfortable throughout the whole process of this meditation. It will be quite lengthy. There's a lot of energy to clear, so make sure that you're comfortable and you're ready to actually go deep within and connect with the group. So I'll just give you a moment to do that. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm just going to start with the crystal bowl with some sounding. So I want you to join with me as we sound the A sound 3 times to clear your personal space. Just allow yourself to go deep within, in your heart. And I want you to imagine within your heart sits a beautiful image of our Earth, the Earth Mother. Within this space, the deeper you go into the Earth, into your heart, you connect to a beautiful crystalline diamond light at the very core of the Earth, deep within your heart. Allow yourself to connect to that diamond light energy. And allow some of this diamond light energy from the very center of our core to rise up into your base chakra, allowing the red in the base of the spine to shine bright and clear. Allow it to radiate outwards all around about you, encompassing the image of the earth, so that you are connecting to all others, working with our group, working with this group energy, and working with the platinum ray for this clearing work. Allow the red to shine bright and clear and crystalline and brilliant diamond light. And now focus some of the diamond light from the very core of the earth into your hara, or your navel chakra, which is orange, just below the navel. Allow this energy to shine bright and clear, connecting you with all other members around the world. Allow the orange diamond light to shine bright and clear to every part of your being, so that the whole world turns into a beautiful orange diamond light. Now allow your awareness to focus on a beautiful yellow gold of the solar plexus. Bring the diamond platinum light from the very core of the earth up into the yellow of your solar plexus. Allow the yellow of the solar plexus to expand with diamond light, encompassing all of the earth. You are connected in will with all others, working with the platinum light, working with the ray. Now allow this diamond light to shine up out of the earth into your heart chakra. Allow the green of the heart chakra to be fully activated with platinum diamond light, shining bright and clear all around about you. Connecting to the heart of all in the group. You become a beautiful green, brilliant, clear light, resonating as one with the earth mother and all that lives and grows. Now I want you to focus on your sinus chakra, which is between your throat and your heart, halfway between. And in this space is a beautiful cyan blue. Let's allow the diamond rays of the earth crystal to flow up into the cyan blue in your sinus. Allow these rays to shine brilliantly and allowing the cyan blue light to radiate outwards all around about you and connecting you with all others around the world. Now we're working with the blue light in the throat chakra. Allow the diamond light at the very core of the center of the earth to shine up, out of the earth into your throat chakra, allowing the throat to radiate and shine brilliant, clear, clean blue light. And as this light shines, allow it to radiate all around about you, around the planet, connecting with the group energy. Now moving up to the violet at the center of the head. Allow the diamond light from the center of the earth to flow up into the center of your head, in the center of the brain. And allow it to ignite this violet color so it becomes a brilliant diamond light, activating, opening your third eye center, so that we work together as one. That we become one sight, one unity, fully encompassing our planet, the Earth Mother. And now allow the beautiful diamond white light to focus above the crown. Be aware of your crown directly above your head. Allow this brilliant white light to shine out of your crown, and connecting your crown with a platinum diamond light at the center of the core of the earth. Allow these rays to shine brilliant and clear. And this energy tends to radiate and overflow like a fountain. A rainbow fountain which flows out of the crown, over the top, all around about you, in brilliant diamond rainbow light, and connecting with the core of the earth, so that you're very grounded in your heart at this time. And I'm going to sound 3 more A sounds, and I want you to be aware of the platinum ray focusing from source, flowing down into your crown, down into the core of the earth, and then flowing up, out through your heart, all around, connecting every member of the group, worldwide. And as you relax and focus on the ray, the diamond, rainbow light, and the platinum ray, fully surrounding you, fully connecting you with all on the planet, I want you to go deeper within your heart center, into the core of the earth, and just bring your awareness where Gibraltar sits. At the mouth of the Mediterranean. Within this place are many dolphins. You may see these in your mind's eye, and many whales that frequent this energy, that frequent this space. This area is very sacred. And as we have found out, it is the voice of the new feminine. So our first activation and clearing is to clear the past from this area, to remove the vibrations that have been blocking the flow of the feminine. So as we go through each phase in history, in this clearing process, I want you to stay centered within your heart and sense the beauty within yourself. Connect to that feminine within yourself, the feminine voice. Because in this process of the clearing, there is clearing and healing for you as well. So just a little bit about Gibraltar. This area geographically, the African plate collided tightly with Europe some 55 million years ago. The Mediterranean became a lake, which in the course of time dried up until 5 million years ago, when the Atlantic broke through the Strait of Gibraltar and flooded it again, isolating the rock of the Jurassic limestone. In 940 BC, the Phoenicians follow other navigators from the eastern Mediterranean in visiting the strait and found the city of Katia at the head of the Bay of Gibraltar. At this time, the rock becomes a place of worship where sailors sacrifice to the gods before entering the Atlantic. So in this process, there is deep fear, as the sailors know when they move into the Atlantic, their life is at stake. So as we sound the A sound, we're going to remove the fear from the sailors that's been stuck in this area since 940 BC. So work with me in this process of clearing. Removing this fear may also allow you to connect to fear within yourself. And this is an opportunity to allow that to be fully released. So if you're sensing any fear within your energy bodies at this time, just allow them to release and move out of your field as you imagine and visualize the platinum ray working to do that through the sounding process. As we focus on each sound, you can allow the light, the platinum light, to flow through you, flow through the area, flow through the words and the focus where our attention is. And some of you may be aware of the dolphins. As we call the ray through and sound the ray through, there are many pods of dolphins coming through from Sirius, which work and act with the ray like a blanket. They come through and move all of the debris, all of the darkness in these areas as we're working with them. If you have strong inner vision, you may be able to see this as it is occurring. In 711 AD, in the month of April, following the death of the Prophet Muhammad, a wave of Islamic conquest overran North Africa from Arabia. By 710 AD, it had reached the shores of the Strait, and Europe was poised for the Islamic conquest. There are various versions of the events, but one thing is clear: the Visigoths, who had disposed the Romans and ruled Spain, were weak and divided. The Visigothic Count Julian, who ruled over Ceuta in North Africa, was surrounded, and he had a score to settle with his compatriots on the other side of the strait. So to divert the Muslims, he offered to assist them in the conquest of Spain. The assault was down to a Berber chief, Tarak ibn Zayed, the governor of Tangier. He sailed across the strait by night from Ceuta, not Tangier, so as not to arouse suspicion and use his Gothic ships. His first attempt on Algeciras failed, but he was successful in landing undetected on Gibraltar. Following the Muslim general Tariq's successful landing on the rock, he assembled his forces before defeating the Gothic king Roderick and entering into the conquest of Spain. Gibraltar becomes known as Jabal Tariq, Mountain of Tariq, from which it takes its present name. So I ask that you work with me to clear this energy and work from your heart, sounding the ray once more. That's all is pure and returns to balance. In 1160 AD. By the 11th century AD, Gibraltar is part of the Arab kingdom of Seville, except for a short period when it comes under Berber rule from Malaga. The mounting threat of invasion by North Africa forces the Arab governor of Algeciras to order in 1068 the building of a fort in Gibraltar. Spain is eventually overrun by another North African sect, the Almohads, and it was their leader, Abd ad-Mumin, who commanded the building of the first city in Gibraltar. The Medinet al-Faith, the city of victory, was by all accounts an impressive city, and its foundations were laid on the 19th of May, 1160 AD. On completion of the works, Al-Mu'min personally crossed the strait to inspect the works and stayed in Gibraltar for 2 months, inviting all his subordinate kings to see his works. He said that Al-Mu'min was especially impressed by a large windmill that had been built on top of the hill, Windmill Hill. It's time to clear this energy. Just allow the ray to flow down from source, through your crown, into your heart, and then through the area of Gibraltar, cleansing the energy. Take a moment to do that. Using your breath to focus your awareness. In 1309 AD, skirmishing and fighting continued between 1160 and 1300 among Muslims or between Muslims and Christians. 1252 left only 2 Islam kingdoms in Spain, in Murcia and Granada. By the year 1309, King Ferdinand IV had laid siege on Algiers, and learning of Arab weaknesses on the rock, sent Alonius Perez de Guzman to capture it. Thus Gibraltar endured its first siege. The Spaniards took the upper rock, from where they bombarded the town using cannons. The garrison surrendered after 1 month. Gibraltar then had 1,500 inhabitants, and they were allowed to leave for North Africa. Just allowing the ray to come down through your crown to clear the memory in the area of this. In 1333 AD, the Spaniards set to repair the fortifications and shipyard, but few people wanted to settle in Gibraltar, which was considered to be a high-risk town. This forced Ferdinand to offer freedom from justice to anyone who lived in Gibraltar for 1 year and 1 day. By 1333, Gibraltar was once more in Muslim hands, as Abdul Malik, a son of the King of Morocco, laid siege. The garrison surrendered after 4.5 months of siege. Allowing this conquest to be released with the ray and all memory, all participants involved. See the ray, sense the ray coming through your crown. Down through your heart. And releasing all memory. In 1374 AD, Gibraltar becomes part of the Muslim kingdom of Granada. In 1462 AD, Gibraltar is recaptured by Castile and became part of the estates of the Duke of Medina Sidonia. Allowing the ray to cleanse the memory of any abuse any force, any overruling of power. In 1492 AD, the Catholic King of Ferdinand and Queen Isabella conquer Granada, the last vestige of the Muslim domination of Spain. The Jews are expelled from Spain, and many pass through Gibraltar on their way into exile in North Africa. To clear this energy, as we use the sound of the ray, that all are equal, all deserve freedom. Ownership of this land by all humans, allowing it to return to the Earth Mother in the feminine. In 1502 AD, Queen Isabella grants Gibraltar a coat of arms consisting of a castle which symbolizes the importance of a fortress, and a key which highlights the reputation as the key to Spain, which it has held since the time of Muslim conquest. In 1540 AD, by the middle of the 16th century, a new kind of conflict had arisen as corsairs from the coast of Barbary, under their infamous leader Barbarossa, founded the zone. In the summer of 1540, a large fleet of pirates assembled and raided the poorly defended Gibraltar. Years later, after mounting pressure from the inhabitants of Gibraltar, the Emperor Charles V ordered the Italian engineer Calvi to build a protective wall. This wall was extended to reach the top of the rock in the reign of Philip II some years later. In 16 AD, Moriscots, the descendants of the Moslem inhabitants in Spain, are expelled, and many pass through Gibraltar on their way into exile into North America. He allowed the pain and the suffering that these people had at this time to be released with the ray. Sense the ray moving through this area, cleansing and purifying. You may be aware of the dolphin energy that we're working with. Moving the energy out, weaving and clearing. In 1704 AD, life continued at a slow pace until the beginning of the 18th century. Then in the 17th century, a council of war was held aboard the English warship Royal Catherine of the North African town of Tutan. 4 days later, the English fleet, under Admiral Sir George Rooke, entered the Gibraltar Bay. 1,800 English and Dutch Marines were landed on the isthmus with the Dutch prince. Hence, at the head, Gibraltar was cut off by the governor of Gibraltar, who refused to surrender. The days that followed saw a massive bombardment of the town of the English fleet on the morning of the 23rd. 1,500 shots were fired in 4 to 6 hours against the town. Landings took place in the south, and in the morning of the 24th the governor capitulated. So in this way, a joint Anglo-Dutch force captured Gibraltar on behalf of Charles of Austria, who was pretender to the throne of Spain. Things took a while to settle down. Shortly after the capture of Spanish Gothland, Simon Cesar led 500 Spanish troops to European advance on the southeastern side of the rock, and then killed the guard. They moved to the upper rock and spent the night in St. Michael's Cave. The next morning they attacked the signal station, but the alarm was raised and the English counterattacked. 160 prisoners were taken, including a colonel and 30 other officers. The rest were killed trying to escape. Let us allow this energy to be totally cleansed and purified. The abuse, the bombardment, the pain and suffering of these souls in this area. Sound the ray with me to do this. In 1705, Gibraltar is declared a free port, which leads to its development as an important international trading centre. The first British governor is appointed and takes up residence in the convent of the Franciscan friars. 1713, Spain, under the terms of the Treaty of Utrecht, cedes Gibraltar to Britain in perpetuity. In 1727 AD, skirmishes and attacks continued for a while. By 1726, trading between Gibraltar and Spain had resumed. Then early in 1727 the Spaniards laid the 13th siege on the rock, but after several unsuccessful and costly attempts gave up in the June of the same year. In 1783, the final military siege on Gibraltar followed many years later in 1779. On this occasion, the Spaniards and French combined forces and launched a massive onslaught, which was to last close to 4 years. It was a siege known as the Great Siege, which was the test of ingenuity and will to survive the garrison. The galleries were dug during this time as Sergeant Major Ince attempted to drill a tunnel to place a gun in a vantage point on the rock. On tunneling sideways to make ventilations, he realized that these exits would make perfect gun positions. Later, a Lieutenant Cofer designed a carriage which allowed guns on the cliff to be directly pointed down at the enemy. Accounts of the siege are full of vivid stories of survival and daring. The defenders of the garrison took the offensive and caught the enemy batteries on the isthmus by surprise, destroying them and setting back their progress. This event is commemorated as the sortie. Let us allow any energy that surrounds this battle and the destruction of the rock to be released by focusing the ray from your arm through your heart into the rock, being aware of any holes, seeing them and sensing them, being filled with love and light, and diamond satin light, healing and soothing the Earth Mother. Allow all suffering and pain that's been associated with this work be fully released back to soul. Be aware of the dolphins, the whales working with us, reweaving the energy, repairing this area. In 1782, work starts on the great siege tunnels which became the great and complex system of underground fortifications which today crisscross the inside of the rock. After the siege, the fortifications were rebuilt, and in the following century, the walls were lined with Portland stone, which gives them their present white appearance. In 1784, the War of Spain ends after the Treaty of Versailles is signed. In 1793 to 1815, the French Revolutionary Napoleonic Wars led to a big increase in the trade, prosperity and population of Gibraltar. The town which had been destroyed in the Great Siege is rebuilt. 1805, the Great Yellow Fever epidemic, over a third of the civilian population died in the area. Let's allow the ray to cleanse the energy around the yellow fever epidemic, the death, the fear, the massive death of those souls. Let's work with the ray to release those souls that have been stuck in the energies over much time. We're going to do some sounding to do this. We ask our dolphin brethren to work with us, and our whale friends to lift their souls back to source, wherever they are. the Spanish fortifications at the frontier are demolished as Britain and Spain are allies in the war against Napoleon. Free access across the frontier is established. In 1830 AD, Gibraltar is declared a crown colony. The Royal Gibraltar Police is established. In 1848 AD, the skull was found in the Forbes Quarry at the foot of the sheer of the north face of the rock of Gibraltar. Nobody knew it at the time, but it belonged not to a modern human like us, but to her prehistoric form. It was sent to the UK, where it was conserved 8 years later in the Neander Valley, in Düsseldorf in Germany. Another was found, giving this human its name. Instead of Gibraltar man, it became Neanderthal man. In 1897, the construction of the dockyards commenced. In 1922, the City Council is established and the first elections are held in Gibraltar. 1940 brings a consequence of the Second World War, which broke out in 1939. The civilian population is evacuated to Britain, Jamaica and Madeira in order for Gibraltar to be fortified against the possibility of German attack. By 1942, there are over 30,000 British soldiers, sailors and airmen on the rock. The repatriation of the civilians started in 1944 and proceeded for some 6 years, although the majority had returned by 1946. Gibraltar's first legislative council was opened in 1950. So let's work with the energy around the walls. At this time, in 1939, and release the energy of the victims of the souls who lost their lives, the fear that has been associated with war. So just from your heart, just allow the ray to expand out through your heart into the rock, releasing the memory, any pain or suffering of these soldiers or all the forces that have resided around the rock. May be aware of energies being released one at a time, or several. Just wisps of energy moving back to source. In 1982, ships were refitted for the Falklands campaign and Gibraltar became a stopover for the ships and troops. Let's allow the energy of the Falklands War, to be released from the rock. By focusing your awareness, the rage, the rock. From 1985, the frontier with Spain is opened fully. Gibraltar's trade and population thrive. Its inhabitants live harmoniously in a peaceful and unique multicultural society. In 1991, Gibraltar served a similar function during the Gulf War. The rock, the beacon which attracted the Gibraltarians over the ages, retains its power and charm as it looks towards the 21st century. So allow this energy to move into sovereignty and sense and see and feel the peace in this area. This is the new voice of the feminine. The feminine energy which is needed so much to be voiced in this area on the Earth Mother. We see and sense the rock fully cleared and cleansed, allowing it to return to its pristine state. And its right of truth and voice of the feminine. And as you go within deeply, within yourself, at this time, there is a message there in the rock for you. So now that it has been cleansed and purified, there is a message of support, power, and deep nurturing. Allow this message to come to you. The Earth Mother always provides gifts for her children. You are a child, a keeper of the earth and the light. And you, my dear friends, are very blessed at this time. We thank you for supporting this work, the clearing with the ray in the area of Gibraltar. And we look forward to working with you again very soon. Thank you.